movie. It came out in 1983. This is the house from The Outsiders. This is so exciting. The house has actually been turned into a museum, and so it's not open yet, but we're gonna come back tonight when the museum is open. But right now, they have a sign that we can actually go on the porch and take pictures if we want. So that's what we're gonna do. Come on. It's pretty awesome to be standing on the actual porch that was featured so prominently in the movie, and they've even captured some of the little details like these original benches and chairs that were here. And look, there's even a DX gas can, because you remember a couple of the guys worked at the local DX filling station. How cool.
So The Outsiders movie has a ton of modern day stars in it.
Before they were actually stars though.
Yes.
So these guys were just teenagers when they were in the movie. So let's see if we can name them.
Okay, you got Ralph Macchio,
Patrick Swayze,
Emilio Estevez,
Tom Cruise,
Rob Lowe,
C. Thomas Howell,
Matt Dillon.
all of those guys in one action-packed movie. I mean, what more could you want? It's got the greasers, the Socs, they're like gangs that do not get along. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of drama.
There's rumbles. There's murder.
I mean, it's got it all.
Yes.
Little love.
A little bit.
So the movie is actually based on the book by S.E. Hinton, which was written in the 60s, and we're here in Tulsa because this is where she was from. This was her hometown, and it's the setting for the story. And so when they came to make the movie, they made it entirely here in Tulsa. So today we're going to take you around town and we're going to show you a bunch of the filming locations where they filmed The Outsiders. All right, you guys, this is our friend Michael, and we met him on Facebook. He actually administrates a page called 80s in Oklahoma. And he's gonna take us around, and because he knows where to go.
He knows where to go.
So he's gonna help us find some of these filming locations today. So thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks for coming.
I read S.E. Hinton's Outsiders book, and the novel is actually a little bit different than the movie. When they filmed the movie, the original version, some of the scenes were left out, and then a lot of fans complained that they were missing some of the story. And so they actually added them back in about 10 years ago, and that movie is called The Outsiders, the complete novel, and it actually tells the story more completely than the original movie. So in that part, in the very beginning, we see Pony Boy, he leaves the cinema, and then he comes running down this alley right here, and he gets chased by the Socs, and they sort of cut him right here under the neck and give him a little haircut just to give him sort of a warning to back off. But anyway, that's in the novel. It's not in the original movie, but it is in the complete novel version of the movie. And this is the alley where they filmed it, right here.
So after the Socs cut Pony Boy and they run off in their car, you can actually see this auto mechanic shop here in the background. So when the movie was filmed directly behind the house, there was actually this old country grocery store. And you see it in a couple of the scenes of the extended novel. It's not in the original movie. Here it is behind us. So this was torn down after the movie was filmed, and subsequently when Danny Boy O'Connor bought the house, he also added this building here to make it look like the old country store, but it's actually a gift shop and restrooms inside there.
right, the next stop is Crutchfield Park. Several important scenes happen here in this park.
Yeah, the first one is when Johnny and Ponyboy are hanging out on the monkey bars and the Socias pull up and they share some words. And then Ponyboy almost gets drowned.
Yeah, they share more than words. They get in a major fight, and another spoiler alert, Johnny kills one of the Socias.
All right, at the beginning of the scene, the Socias pull up on the street in that cool blue Mustang they had, and they drive down the street here. They're eyeballing Ponyboy and Johnny when they're on the monkey bars. They get down to this corner over here, and they do a U-turn, and then they pull up.
Right there.
The yard here.
Right through the grass.
That's about where we are right here. Off to the side of where those monkey bars are would have been where that cool fountain was. That cool fountain would have been on this round concrete structure we have here.
Which that was just built for the movie. It actually wasn't there before.
Yeah.
And then they removed it.
Yeah. So too bad they didn't have it here permanently. That would have been a nice little addition to the park here.
Yeah, so I was reading this plaque on the ground. Actually, this used to be a wading pool. Long time ago. In the 40s, it said. Let's see. There's a plaque over here, 1945. So there used to be a children's wading pool here. But now it's just a bunch of concrete. There is a playground and some jungle gyms, but it's over here, so it's totally different. Now we've come to a very sad part in the movie.
Yes, right at that corner there.
Right here, in this intersection.
We're at the end of the movie, spoiler alert. Dally gets shot.
Oh, poor Dallas. And scene. Good job, babe.
Thank you.
Nice reenactment.
Thank you.
See?
I've been practicing.
If you want to know all these filming locations, this is the place to come at AKA Our Life. Where else are you going to get the actual reenactments?
That's right.
Who else is going to lay in the street for you?
Yeah, you get all dirty. I mean, come on. We do it for you guys.
It's for you guys. This is where Johnny Cade's house would have been. It looks like they've replaced it with a nicer, newer house. But it is on this corner where his house was. It's really sad because his parents were always arguing and yelling at him. Stay gold, Johnny. All right, now we're in what is being called the rumble lot, or the empty lot. This is where the big rumble happens at the end of the movie. Great scene, and this also the scene where Ponyboy and Johnny were hanging out before they ran away. Johnny often sleeps out here on kind of an old car seat that's just junked out here in the field because his parents are abusive, they yell at him, and so he often runs away, and this is sort of like his respite. This is his spot to come to when he needs to get away from home. So he sleeps out here in this empty lot, and it still is an empty lot. In the rumble scene, the greasers would have been hanging out in the general vicinity we're at now. Now see where the cars are over on the road, that's where the Socias would have driven up, parked their cars, and then they walked out here and met out here in the middle of this field, and that's where the rumble happened. But first, the storm clouds burst open and tons of rain, and this part where it's all grassy now is real muddy. In that scene. So in the book it's actually not raining, but I think they probably added that either because it rained and it's Oklahoma and it's muddy, or maybe they just did it for movie effect to make it more interesting. But anyways, I love that scene. It was well done. It's choreographed, very choreographed, but it's fun to watch. Yes, Tom Cruise does some sweet moves in that. Oh yeah, all of them. Yeah. Patrick Swayze. Yes. I think he did a little. He's got like two at once. I think he did a dance move, didn't he? He might have done some dance moves. Fun fact, I used to be a dancer and I took dance lessons from Patrick Swayze's mom, Patsy. So behind us here is the Pines Drive-In, or what was the Pines Drive-In. Now it's a taqueria. Some Mexican place.
Yeah.
It's probably really good.
But in the movie, the guys would have walked in from over here, and then all the cars would have been lined up in the front here, and then that's where they just busted out into this knife fight. It's like,
just start fighting.
No words were spoken. They just bust out a knife fight.
I mean, you know, those greasers and those socias, they're always ready for a fight.
Yeah, you know, boys will be boys, right? Is the Admiral Twin Drive-In. This was a very important scene at at the beginning of the movie where they all went to watch a movie, and then that's where they met. What's her name?
Cherry.
Cherry. Yes.
And they had to sneak into the movies.
That's
of course.
right.
In the book, it says we might have had the money for it, but it was more fun to just sneak in. So they stuck in the fence on the other side there, and of course it would have been dark. This is a great scene. They sit in these chairs up at the front, and they watch a beach movie. All right, right behind us is the actual hole where Dally and Johnny and Ponyboy snuck into the movies.
Hey Abby, I'm a little low on funds tonight.
Uh-huh.
So we're going in.
Oh. Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay, I'm going in. Not really.
So after they snuck under the fence, they would have walked over to the concession stand over that way. And you kind of see the railing around the concession stand. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. You can see the railing. That's probably where they sat out front there and was watching the movie.
So if you guys remember this scene, this is where Emilio Estevez's character, 2-Bit, takes up, he doesn't have anything to fight with, so he grabs a bottle and whacks it on the fence here and breaks it off.
We got 2 more of us in the back seat. Pity the back seat.
And I'm wondering if we look around, maybe we can find a piece of the movie, like a archaeological piece. So let's see if there's any broken glass in the area. Oh my gosh, look.
Whoa!
That might be a piece from the actual bottle the 2-Bit broke. It's a souvenir. We're standing in front of the beautiful Boston Avenue Methodist Church, and this is in a little clip in the movie where 2-Bit and Ponyboy have just gone to visit Johnny in the hospital, and they're getting ready to catch the bus. And the bus stop is right here. And the bus comes up along the road here.
And 2-Bit almost gets taken out.
He did. When we were watching
by like
the movie,
that much.
We're like, dang, he's really close to the bus when it pulls up. There was also a bench, like they wait on a bench, which would have been right here.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm gonna have to put my sunglasses on. It's bright out here. But there's no bench here. But this is the spot, and it is so
Look how huge this church is.
It is massive.
It's a massive church.
Also Art Deco and also beautiful. Tulsa is a beautiful city.
It is.
We've really never explored Tulsa, and we're really enjoying it here. This is the Oklahoma State Medical Center. This is where poor Johnny meets his demise.
All right, we're at the Stop and Save now, and this convenience store was used for the interior shot at the end of the movie where Dally goes in and he robs the convenience store before he runs to the park and meets his ultimate demise. So not enough room on the outside because there's like some gas pumps and things, so it wasn't good for an exterior shot, but it was a great convenience store for the interior shot.
All right, well, let's go in. All right, so in this scene, Dallas is standing here fiddling through the magazines, and the guy that works there over there is asking him, "Are you gonna buy something, son?" Or says, "You're gonna have to buy that." This is where the magazine rack was, right here. We are right in the same place, and it looks the same, almost exactly. Behind us is the beautiful Will Rogers High School. It's a historic school. It's very beautiful, Art Deco in style. And this is the school where Essie Hinton went to high school. But did you guys know when she wrote The Outsiders, she was in high school? She was a young teenager when she wrote the story.
So in the book, Ponyboy went to school here at Will Rogers High School. And in the extended version of the movie, they actually did some of the filming here.
Awesome.
All right, so we traveled 10 miles north of Tulsa to Owasso, to the was then Tasty Freeze, now is a come-and-go gas station, where Randy and Ponyboy had a conversation prior to the Rumble. And you can tell by the landmark behind us where the football stadium is that this is the location where him and Randy would have had that conversation.
Yeah, and Randy's a cool guy. Randy doesn't want to cause any trouble. He's like, look, nothing good comes from fighting. I'm not going to be at the Rumble. We are in downtown Owasso. It's a really cute town. We're on Main Street. And this is where Two-Bit and Ponyboy are hitchhiking right before they go to the Tasty Freeze. And this part was hard to figure out because it's changed a lot. But there are a couple of distinguishing buildings down here. There's a church and sort of an A-frame building that you can see in the background if you look really closely. This is the spot.
All right, we've made it up to Sperry, Oklahoma.
This isn't a far drive from Tulsa, and they only filmed 2 scenes in this location. We're about to show you both of them. Before we show you that, we did want to point out the Rexall store here. I actually had a Rexall drugstore in my town growing up. It was featured in the trailer, but they didn't use that footage in the movie. But in the trailer, they show the kids going in, and apparently they got some ice cream here as well. Let's take a look at the Rexall store though, because it's not faring too well these days. Oh my goodness, look at that, the roof has collapsed. And it's really sad because you can tell this was an authentic soda fountain. You can still see the Coke dispensers, the stools, everything's still in there, but it is a mess.
All right, so we're walking down this alleyway. This is beside
Here's
the
Rexall store. We're going behind the Rexall store. Watch where you walk, because there is some broken glass. This is like a little, really old alley.
Yeah.
And the scene that was in the movie is actually filmed on the back side of the Rexall store.
And this is one of my favorite scenes.
It's really short, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So,
Hey kid, give me those cards. You ever played 52 card pickup?
yeah.
Hey, don't get wise. So by chance today we met a gentleman named Gary that is working on a project called Upward Sperry, and it's to revitalize some of these different buildings in this beautiful quaint town.
So he is actually redoing the DX station and bringing it back to how you saw it in the movie. We're about to show it to you. You're gonna recognize it right away. It's across the street from where we're at right now. Let's take a look at that.
Behind us is the DX gas station, and this is where Soda Pop and Steve worked.
Soda, here come the hobos. Hey, Soda Pop. Hey, I ain't got no cash.
Hey, man, ain't right on with your wife.
Come on, Nelly. Give him the money, so.
You can see where the gas tanks used to be. They're going to replace these. There are plans to put the old gas tanks back, but right now, this is how it looks.
Looks like there's a lot of work to do here, so hopefully next time we make it back to Sperry, we'll get to see this gas station back in its true form.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yes, can't wait to see the gas pumps in, the cars, everything fixed up real nice. It's going to look cool when it's done.
And they have a Facebook group, Friends of the DX. We are gonna link that along with the Friends of the House Museum so that you guys can follow their progress and be sure and join their groups on Facebook. How awesome was this? Going in the actual house and seeing all of the locations from the Outsiders movie.
So much fun. One of my favorite filming locations videos we've done so far, definitely.
Definitely the most comprehensive.
Yes.
With the most locations. Hey, thanks so much for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our other video where we attended the Outsiders movie event and watched the movie right there.
Right over there.
And we'll take you inside the museum as well. So you want to be sure and watch that video. We will have it linked below. And we will see you next time. In case we don't see ya, good afternoon.
Good evening.
And stay gold.